She is the second wife of the victim, and she's the widow in all of this. She was really out there in the forefront until arrests were made in the case. She couldn't quite be in court today because of other issues, but she was here in spirit. I did talk to her on the phone, and she said that she is really grateful for the community's support.
All right, Matt, thank you so much for all the updates in that case. We want to bring in trial attorney Kelly Hyman in Miami to talk about this situation. Kelly, Jose Baez, who is representing Shanna Gardner in this case, he said, we're still trying to figure out why my client is even in jail. What do you think about that?
Well, as an attorney, they need to zealously advocate for their client, and that is exactly what he is doing. He is going to advocate for his client, and that's his responsibility as well. But ultimately, it'll be up to the judge if the judge has to make any type of determination, or when it goes to trial, up to the jury based on the facts and evidence presented to them of whether they're innocent or guilty.
Saw some photos of Jose Baez there with his other client that we all know. The bottom line is, when you have a high-profile trial, you get a high-profile attorney now in it, it does add a different element. It pushes the limits everywhere. Does it help or hurt, in your estimation, the defense when all eyes are on the courtroom?
Well, I think ultimately it'll be up to the jury based on the facts and evidence to do that, but it's important to know that people should really make sure that they hear the evidence and not listen to other outside noises. When there comes cases like this that gets a lot of PR and is in the news as well, it's really important that the jury just hears what's presented in the court as well. But it brings a lot of attention to the forefront about a case and a lot of questions that still remain unanswered.
And Kelly, what do you think about a defense strategy for Shanna? Obviously, they're going to talk about, well, she didn't know anything about this. She wasn't involved with what Mario was doing. I know they could have talked previously. There's been some reports that maybe years ago she said something to someone at a tattoo parlor about getting rid of her husband. Could bring that in. Somebody could say she was just joking. Any thoughts on strategy from a defense counsel's standpoint?
From a defense counsel standpoint, three things are key. The state, one, has the burden to prove. So you want to poke holes at the state's evidence to show that it's not proving what they want to do as well. Number two is to come up with potentially alternative theories or different ideas. And then thirdly, as you brought up, Kelly, that she didn't have the knowledge, that she didn't have the intent, that she didn't know what was going on. So therefore, it was impossible for her to commit the crime.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting one as it plays out. Kelly Hyman, thank you so much for your valuable time. Enjoy your weekend. We're going to get a break in here. When we come back, more opening statements out of the state of Colorado for those two Colorado paramedics. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Kelly Craft along with Ted Rollins.
Happy Friday to you all. We are bringing you the trial today of two Colorado paramedics accused in the death of Elijah McClain.
The opening statements in this trial were happening while we were covering the RICO trial for rapper Young Thug. Testimony in that trial resumes on Monday.
For this Colorado trial, prosecutors claim the way that the defendants acted during a police encounter make them criminally responsible for McClain's death.
This all happened in Aurora, Colorado in 2019. Several officers were restraining McClain, and then the paramedics injected him with ketamine, a powerful sedative.
Prosecution says that after the injection, the paramedics did not help him. They did nothing to help him as he lay and started to die on the ground. He vomited, and he would die 3 days later. The defense says the officers on the scene were the ones responsible, not the paramedics.
Now, we do want to get you back into the opening statements in this case. We are picking it up with the defense. Let's get you back in.